Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Well, it's still goalless here. Spain 0, Austria 0. If you have just tuned in, you are listening to us live as Austria trying to move the ball down that far right hand side, but unable to do so for the minute. And Spain, looks like the referee has saw something there. So if you have just tuned in, it's 12.5 minutes gone here. It is currently Spain 0, Austria 0. Welcome to Los Angeles for this round 32 stage of this tournament. You haven't missed much so far as Austria tried to clear the ball down the right hand channel. Ball has gone out for a throw in. Danso it was. He tried to clear it forward. And, there will be a throw in on this far right hand side to Austria. It's thrown forward there by Posh. And Spain will see to that. And he will go back to the goalkeeper. It's David Raya. He moved to England at the age of 17 from Cornea to Blackburn. David Raya. And Spain to move the ball forward here. Just at the back. Barsi was charged down well by Gregorich there. One of the Austria changes this evening or this afternoon, this morning, wherever you may be watching it. Gregorich being preferred to Arnautovic, and making 3 changes. Leonhardt at the back was one of those as well. Kevin Danso coming in and Vanna also coming in for Schmidt in midfield. As for Spain, they just made the 2 changes. Pedro Porro and Dani Olmo coming in to the starting 11, replacing Marcus Llorente and Mikel Merino. And if you have missed the starting lineups, I'll run through those for you. Spain have got Unai Simon in goal. Porro, Cabassi, Laporte and Cucurella are the back 4. Rodri and Pedri are the midfield 2, with Lamine Yamal on the right, Olmo down the middle and Buena on the left. Ayathabel leads the line. As for Austria, Schlager is in goal. It's Posh, Danso, Alaba and Lima the back 4. Siewald and Schleicher are the midfield 2, with Sabitzer, Vanna and Schmidt, with Gregorich as well up front. So referee just calling action there. Looks like it'll be a free kick to well, Alaba's having a word actually with the referee, Glenn Nyberg from Sweden. It will be a free kick to Spain. Spain kicking towards the right-hand side of the goal. Austria towards the left-hand side. It is Spain in possession of the ball at the moment. Rolling around. Olmo just missed him though. Austria clear it up to halfway, and it goes out to that near left-hand side. He's under pressure there. Here's Pedro Porro, goes down. And he's looking for the free kick, was Pedro Porro. He's not going to get it. And in fact, it will just be a throw to Spain. Porro, another one of those changes for Spain. He's started in the win over Saudi Arabia. He was an unused substitute for the win over Uruguay, though. Austria have possession. Danso goes back to the goalkeeper, Schleicher. Looks to chip it forward. There's the Austrian goalkeeper. And back to Stefan Posch on that near side. Go back, will it? To the Austrian goalkeeper again. Runs it out to the right hand side. Here's Kevin Danso. Austria just Playing some nice bit of football on the edge of the area there. Danso chips it over to that right-hand side. Austria looking to attack. There's a ball through, looking for Vanna to try and get on the end of it, but wasn't to be there. Now Austria will have it at the back very comfortably, with Danso and Alaba just linking up the two, combining very nicely. David Alaba, of course, the Real Madrid defender. He assisted in the 3-3 draw with Algeria last weekend. A thrilling result that was as well. Austria almost went out, of course, but here they are, looking to stay in the competition. There's the cross with the right foot. Lovely ball over the head there of Gregoric. That's good play by Austria there. It was Sabitzer who chipped it in from that left-hand side. It was a beautiful little dink just over the head of the stretching Gregoric. Tried to get his head onto it, and it wasn't far away at all. He really wasn't far away. And his loan with Augsburg, he scored 6 in 17 league appearances for them last season in the league. Experienced 32-year-old striker. Now that would have been a moment for him then, but in the meantime here comes Spain, attacking down the right hand side. Porro whips one across the 18-yard area, but nobody reads it for the minute. Spain still have it with Dani Olmo. That's his left-hand side to Cucurella. Cucurella rolls it back to Olmo. Spain have it. Midway point of the Austria half, trying to find a little turn and twist maybe. Is Baena, the man who scored, of course, the winning goal against Uruguay. Out to this near right-hand side to the man they won on the ball, Lamine Yamal. There's the chance with a chip, looking for Olmo. He's not going to get there though. And it's comfortably caught in the end from the Austrian goalkeeper, Alexander Schläger. Salzburg shot stopper, turned 30 years of age in February. And of course, in terms of Austria, they haven't kept a clean sheet in their 3 group games yet. How sure he would love to do that in this one. But in the meantime, they've got Yamal to face, and that's a lovely one too. Yamal might got on the end of it. Austria do well and clear it away. Kevin Danso was alert there. The stop, the mouldering Lamine Yamal, trying to break his way through. Became the youngest goal scorer for Spain in this tournament's history at 18 years and 343 days. He's actually the 88th youngest ever in this competition. In great company, of course, with the likes of Pele and so forth. So we played 20 minutes here. If you have just tuned in, and very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. You are listening to independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group E fixture. Or should I say this round 32 fixture between Spain and Austria. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster, or you can follow the match on your local, regional, national TV broadcaster, of course. As here is Danso for Austria. That's a poor ball though, not quite sure what he was doing with that one. Tried to side-foot it out to that right-hand side, the Spurs centre-back, who's figured in all 3 group games so far. Started only once though, and that's the defeat to Argentina, but he has been given the nod, of course, to start today. He'll be hoping to prove his worth at the back for Austria. And Spain will come forward now. Here is that man Yamal again, cuts inside on that right hand side, then outside. Here he goes, Lamine Yamal, just dilly-and dallying with the ball. He beats 1, he beats 2, here he goes. This is what they want, the Spaniards, but Austria do well and get it back. That's good defending there. He did really well, Lima, there for Austria. Wouldn't let Yamal get round him the second time. He beat him the first time. Lovely little jinky skill through the legs of him, actually. And then Conrad Lima, the blind defender, got back well and cleared it away. And Spain will have it inside the centre circle. Here is Gavassi. Back to Laporte. Laporte has it now, shy of the halfway line. Rolls it into the feet of Rodri. Rodri back to Laporte. There's the diagonal ball over to Lamine Yamal. Takes it on the chest, does he? No, heads it back instead. Gets the 1-2. Still Yamal has it on this near right-hand touchline. And he goes all the way back to Rodri, and Spain can start again. Here is Cabasi, out to Laporte. Cucurella wants it on this far left-hand side. Rolls it down the line. Pedri links it over the top. Could be a chance here, but Wayne was trying to get in there. But in the end, the ball comes back to the Austria goalkeeper. But good pressure by Oyarzabal there. The Real Sociedad man trying to put his counterparts under pressure. Of course, he's had a wonderful tournament so far, hasn't he? 2 goals and an assist in that 4-0 win over Saudi Arabia. Even scored in the pre-warm-up fixture against Peru, leading up to that as well. And banged the goals in for fun for Sociedad last season, 15 in the league, La Liga. Spain will have the ball once again on halfway. Now the ball is in the feet of Cabasi. He can drive forward over the halfway line. Picks out Yamal again on that right-hand side. Lovely first-time ball into the area, but out comes Schläger in the Austria goal. Just knees out, arm stretch. Sounds like I'm doing the okey cokey, but I'm not. I can tell you that now. As he picks up the ball comfortably for Austria. And here is Kevin Danso out to that near right-hand side. Just trying to clear their lines, unable to do so. Spain pressing deep and intensely there, trying to win it back. They don't quite get the ball on that occasion, but we feel they could have done. Louis Delay, Fuentes side. Of course, they had that disappointing, well, tricky, surprising goalless draw, didn't they, with International Minnows Cape Verde at the very start of this tournament. Dusted off the cobwebs since then, though. Comfortable victory over Saudi Arabia. And then a hard-fought win over Uruguay, which ensured they moved into the next stage as Group H winners on 7 points. And they've yet to concede a single goal as well. You forget that, don't you? As we enter the first hydration break of this fixture. Now Austria, they had to rely on a stoppage time equaliser to claw out a 3-3 draw with Algeria last weekend. That secured them automatic qualification. Rangnick's men won 3-1 against Jordan before losing 2-0 to one of the tournament's favourites, Argentina, which set up that tense final group game with Algeria, which, as I say, they thought they'd lost before Kaladzic popped up with a late leveller, securing second place in Group J. He was only on for a matter of seconds as well. So talk about an instant substitution. That was certainly that. Well, in terms of chances in this game, goalless here, but Lamine Yamal has had one of those. Running through early on, down the left-hand side. But his low left-footed shot was comfortably gathered by Schläger. That's been that really so far. Of course, it's always tense, isn't it, at this knockout stages whenever you get there. Saw that with England yesterday. The pressure can build and a goal can change a game. And Austria, I'm sure, will feel that they are doing all they can to deny Spain so far. Not too much attacking output to get excited about for the Austrians, but I'm sure will be delighted with their part so far. The last encounter, by the way, between these two was back in November 2009. Spain won 5-1 in Vienna. The only previous meeting in this tournament was in Argentina. That was back in 1978 when Austria surprised Spain with a 2-1 victory. And of course, the winner of this contest will face either Portugal or Croatia at the Dallas Stadium on July the 6th. As we wait for the hydration break to come to an end, there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of discussion, hasn't there, on whether they are right to go ahead or... And I think it's fair to say, really, I think if the weather's hot enough, absolutely, it should be there. But when you've got rain tethering down and the temperature's maybe not as hot, maybe they could rethink that situation. But of Of course, that's just my opinion, nobody else's, but there you go. They're not going to change it, and they haven't changed it for this one either. And I can tell you, the hydration break is coming to an end. Both sets of teams have had their little team talk. Suppose that's one positive, isn't it? Both head coaches can get their players in, can have a little discussion if things are not going right. Which, again, bring you back to the England game, you could say that's what Thomas Tuchel did with his England players to cheer them up and get them to go on and win that game yesterday. But I'm sure both of these teams will be looking to do a similar vein here in LA. As Spain have the ball then into Olmo, springs it out to the right hand side, bit of space here for Lamine Yamal now to try and take on his man. Where's he going to go? Got his foot on the ball, rolls it down the line, crossing from Porro, it's a high one, it goes over everybody's head though. And we'll go out for what is a throw-in to Austria on that far right hand side. So if you have just tuned in to us, then good day to you all. Whether you may be listening to us from, or listening to an independent studio based off Tube commentary of this fixture. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster, because you can follow the match on your local or regional national TV broadcaster. Goalless here at the moment. Spain will look to change that. Here they are on this near right hand side. Lamine Yamal dribbling past one, dribbling past two, plays the 1-2. Olmo in there, lovely spin by Dani Olmo. That's a great challenge. What a tackle that is. Last ditch tackle there from Posh. Well, it looked all the way like Dani Olmo. He spun, he's just inside the penalty area, he's right by the penalty spot actually, a little closer than we thought. Spun on the ball, about to shoot, and then a last ditch challenge from Stefan Posch puts it behind for a corner. The Como man was on duty there. He was actually on loan at Mines last season, but there's the corner into the air. Chance here, and Cucurella smashes the ball into the back of the net, and Spain have taken the lead. And Marc Cucurella is well, is the goal going to stand? No, it's not. It's been chalked off. It's been chalked off. I can only imagine, is it a foul on the Austria goalkeeper? Because the corner was put in on this near side. Lamine Yamal curled it in left-footed. Olmo gets up. Yeah, I think it is. And Schläger, there's two Spain players around him, punches it away. And I think, looking at that, there's an arm in the face, is that? Or a push on it. Well, the ball bounces on the 6-yard area, and as it bounces once, Cucurella just smashes it in on the half volley with his left foot, past a crowd of players into the back of the net. But let's just have a look at this. There's going to be, of course, it'll go to VAR. I'll have to wait and see what happens there. The goal has been chalked off for the moment, and VAR have checked it, and they agree as well with the on-field decision. So no goal. Spain 0, Austria 0. And I have to say, we had a couple of looks at it. We didn't have too many looks at it, but it did appear that there was a little wrangle around the Austrian goalkeeper. Whether there was enough, that is what it's meant to be. And again, it all comes down, doesn't it? If the referee gives that goal, do VAR agree with the on-field decision? It's a strange one, it really is. But there you go, Spain 0, Austria 0, 30 minutes on the clock. So no goal for Spain, they have to do it again. Here they go with Lamine Yamal, tries to keep it in, heads it forward, but Austria cut it out, goes out for a throw-in now on this near right-hand side. Here is Pedro Porro. Porro knocks it back to Kubasi. Here is Kubasi. Forget how young he still is, don't you? 19 years of age, he's like a Rolls Royce already. Over 100 senior appearances for Barcelona, Pau Kubasi. And he really does stroll around like he's strictly stuffed, doesn't he? The 19-year-old centre-back. Back to Unai Simon. Clips it over to Cucurella on that left-hand side, who thought he may have put Spain in front just a few moments ago. But it wasn't to be. Here comes Spain again. Here is Pedri. linking up with Cucurella down that far left-hand side. Pedri again driving forward. Out to Cucurella, is it on this left-hand side? Spain still trying to get the ball in. Now Bruyena tries to dribble away. In the end, Austria do well. That's really good organisation to get the ball clear. Defending very well indeed and getting it right when they needed to. But here's Lamine Yamal now on the right-hand side. As a real opportunity for the cross. Oh, and it's hit the goalkeeper and it's been parried away. What a chance there for Spain. Well, Lamine Yamal broke inside and there's still a chance here. Olmo has got it on the edge of the D. He's blocked away. Left-footed shot. Oh, what a save by Slager. Parries the ball away. And behind for a corner is Oyarzabal, who managed to get the shot in. And the ball came into the Real Sociedad striker. He turned on it and struck it with his left foot. The ball is arrowing towards that far right corner, but give credit to Slager. He dives to his left and parries the ball behind for a corner. Spain will have a corner from this right-hand side. Lamine Yamal curls it in left-footed. In it goes. Slager's caught it. Then he dropped it. Then he's got it again. And to the relief of the Austria supporters and bench, he now has it in his hands. But just seen it again. It's a wonderful save. It really is. It takes a bounce as well as it arrows towards that far corner. Slager was onto that. That is a brilliant save by the Austria goalkeeper. Really knew what he was doing there. He only kept 5 clean sheets, but in the meantime, Yamal's got a chance, slips it over the keeper and over the bar as well. Well, Lamine Yamal, I think he may have been offside. He was, in fact. The referee, or should I say, the referee's assistant has got his flag up. Let's just have a look. It was a ball over the top, which Lamine Yamal got in down the right-hand side. Out came Slager, lifted it over on the half volley with his left foot from the angle, but the ball went over the keeper and over the crossbar as well. But as I say, wouldn't have counted because he was offside. And we've just seen the pictures again, and he definitely was a foot offside. But in the meantime, Austria will come forward down the right-hand side. Here's Posch, who's already played his part in a last-ditch challenge to deny Dani Olmo a strike on goal. There's the cross from the right-hand side, swung in, headed away by Kabasi, then it's struck from 30 yards out from Kevin Danso, but it flies well over the crossbar. He got his left foot out, decided to have a go. I think it's fair to say it's a centre-back's clearance more than a shot on goal. So it's still going into Rosette now. Here is Simon for Spain, who is now keeping David Raya out of goal, which is quite incredible when you think of the season that David Raya's had, doesn't it? Simon, Bilbao shot stopper, 3 clean sheets from his 3 group games as well, so you can't be sniffed at that. But here's Cucurella now, out to the left-hand side. Spain attacking with real menace here. Here's Bruyena, out to that right-hand side. Lamine Yamal now into the penalty area. Puts it through the legs, chance here, but it's cleared away by Kevin Danso. And in the end, they did well. Austria cleared it away. Could have gone absolutely anywhere. But, well, that was an opportunity. Again, half a chance, you may say, there for Lamine Yamal. Austria's defending. Again, on point, as it has been so far. In the meantime, here's Rodri into Pedri. A chance here, the ball is reversed back. He was looking for Dani Olmo, who couldn't quite get there. Real chance there. Couldn't get on the end of it. Had he done so, could have been a real opportunity there. Here's Bruyena again on the left-hand side. Fixed at Cucurella. Low ball into the box. There's the shot from Oyarzabal! And Spain have this time taken the lead. There'll be nothing wrong with that one. The execution from Oyarzabal with his left foot. First time strike into the far right corner. And Spain take the lead here in this round 32 fixture Spain 1, Austria 0. And it's been coming, you have to say, especially the last 10 minutes or so. Spain have upped the gears, had a goal chalked off for a foul on the Austria goalkeeper. Nothing wrong with that one. Cucurella it was that set it up from the left-hand side. It was his low ball into the penalty area, and Oyarzábal standing just shy of the penalty spot. All he's got to do is help it in with his left foot, strokes it home into the far right corner. Goalkeeper Schläger, no chance whatsoever. And Spain are in front here. And it's Oyarzábal's third goal of this tournament. And what a way to get it. 2 against Saudi Arabia, 1 against Austria. And he actually really is showing what he can do now up front. You'd have to say he is the main striker at the moment, wouldn't you, for Spain? You really would. In the meantime, Austria looking to attack. There's the ball over the back of the Spain defence. Not going to get there though. And it will go out for a goal kick. Well, he's certainly smirking. He's Oyarzábal, and so he should after that very clever finish. In the meantime, here's Yamal, going to cause more damage on the edge of the day, trying to cut in on that left foot. Now on his right foot, strikes it into the arms of Schläger. This time very comfortable for the Austria goalkeeper, Alexander Schläger. But Lamine Yamal digging the ball out there on the edge of the day. Just can't get it on his left foot. He'll try you on his right, and that's what he did there. And it was not the most potent of strikes. Enable Schläger to stand in the middle of his goal and hold on to the ball. Here is Kabasi for Spain. To this near right hand side to Porro. Back to Kabasi. Spain moving the ball around the lines very comfortably. Here is Cucurella. And for 10 attempts on the Austria goal, 4 on target so far. There's the ball out to the right hand side, so they are in dominant force, and here they come again. Here's Dani Olmo, slips it through to Oyarzábal. Here he is again into the area. Austria don't know what to do with him at the moment. In the end, they just about get enough white bodies round to deny Oyarzábal what looked like a certain shot on goal. And you feel that Austria at the moment need to be very, very wary. There's a case of losing their mojo a little bit here, as Spain will continue to pressure. And here is Lamine Yamal on the right hand side now. We're going to take on 2 Austria defenders. He's got it still on this right, plays a 1-2 with Oyarzábal. Oyarzábal's ball is not the best though, and in the end it's a good challenge actually from the Austria defender to put it behind for what is a throw. It was Lima, the by man, and he's got the throw for Austria, so they will take the throw on this near side. Austria playing in all whites today, white shirts, white shorts, white socks. Spain of course in their traditional colours of red shirts, dark blue shorts and dark blue socks. Here is Laporte into the midfield of Pedri. Pedri puts it out to the right hand side. Here is Porro now on this near touchline, just where the dugout is. Back to Kabasi once again. And Spain can look for the little spaces, and they're finding them really easy at the moment. Here is Olmo over to left. Cucurella now, who of course created the goal down the left hand side, and there's Baena with a cross, and that'll be a corner. Again putting the pressure on Alex Baena this time, the man putting the cross in from the left hand side, but he's won a corner, so Spain will have the chance here to try and enhance further damage on this Austrian back line. Austria really struggling to get out at the moment. Spain penning them in. Constant pressure. 4 minutes to go until the break. There's the corner. Baena, and he goes towards the near post, punched away by Schläger, and it had to be. Two Spain players were waiting for that one. And then all of a sudden Austria are going to try and break here on the counter, but that's well played. Laporte there, getting in and knocking it back to his goalkeeper. Did really well. Aymeric Laporte. He actually assisted Oyarzábal in Spain's second goal in the 4-0 group win over Saudi. Here he is again, Laporte, with the diagonal ball, but this time it goes absolutely nowhere and out for a goal kick. So Austria will start again. It's Alaba now to Danso on the edge of the D. Just knocking the ball around their own box. Spain, they've got 6 players pressing. Danso not afraid to do, but that's where they leave gaps at the back, and they've left gaps here, and Austria can exploit it. Down this left-hand side, Sobica, he's got options left and right. There's the cross into the air, could be a chance here. Can he turn and shoot? Well, in the end it was nicked off his foot there. Well, it was Seval who got on the edge of the D, then he teed up Posh, he couldn't strike at goal, and Spain eventually cleared away. There was certainly a little glimmer of a chance there. Stefan Posch, the man who was booked in the defeat to Argentina. He actually spent the second half of the season on loan at Mainz, the Como man. He was almost close getting an effort, but give credit to Spain. But Austria have got it back again. Here is Vanna now driving forward. This is a great little run from him, and in the end he couldn't unleash the shot. And Spain again getting back, but the danger really starting to... all of a sudden Spain just falling asleep a little bit there, it's fair to say, letting Austria counter-attack a little bit easier than maybe they would have liked. Rafael will be delighted, I'm sure, with that piece of play from his side. It will be a positive, I'm sure, for him to discuss with his players at the break. Here is Cucurella, rolls it into Alaba. Ball to halfway, that's a foul there, and it is. That'll be a free kick to Spain. Yamal turning on the ball, down he goes. Chance Spain to come forward. Here is Lamine Yamal now driving forward on this right hand side. He beats his man, goes on the outside of him, then he has to cut it back. Plays back to Porro, chips it towards the back post. Good header away in the end by Alaba. Still not away though. Cucurella, Spain still have it on the edge of the Austria penalty area on this left hand side. Cucurella back into the feet of Baena. Baena back to Cucurella. Now Rodri. Foot on the ball. Where's he going to go? Goes back. Spain not afraid to go back. As Rodri has given the ball away, and that'll give Austria a little chance here. And here is Schläger now over the halfway line. 2 Schlägers on the pitch, of course. The one in goal, the one in midfield. That's he's driving forward. There's a chance here. Cross into the box. Still Schläger. Trying to hold off his defender, tried to shoot, and it was blocked in the end. Now Posh, can he get a shot away? No, he can't. And in the end, the referee has spotted something. I was talking about the 2 Schlägers, as I say, one in goal, one in midfield. Xaver Schläger, that is, of course, the man from Leipzig. Certainly showing what he can do. He assisted in the 3-1 win over Jordan. Here he is again on the ball. Driving forward, a lovely little run, just nicked off his toes, but he's got it out to the left-hand side. Could be a chance for Austria here. Schläger again, trying to bite his way through. Unable to do so there. And then Lima was trying to get involved as well. He couldn't. And Spain got the ball clear. And now Dani Olmo. And that's a beautiful spreaded pass over to that left-hand side. And now a chance for Baena to run at his man. And 1-2 with Olmo. He goes down Baena. He's got the free kick. It's about 5 yards outside the Austria penalty area. Left of centre. So dangerous position. If you have just tuned in, you are listening to independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group 32 fixture, where it is Spain 0, Spain 1, Austria 0. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster, or you can follow the match, of course, on your local, regional, national TV broadcaster. So Spain will have a free kick here in a very dangerous position. little further out than maybe we thought, about 8 or 9 yards outside the Austria penalty area on this left-hand side, but still an opportunity to test Schläger in the Austrian goal. Dani Olmo is over it, so is Baena. Interesting to see what they do here. Both have got a strike on them. Baena looks the favourite here. It is going to be Baena, right footed. There it goes! Oh, off the top of the bar! And it's still up in the air. It's not away by Austria. Chance it! Oh, and it's saved at the near post. Lamine Yamal was denied there on the volley. Well, Austria have got away with that, no doubt about it. The free kick from Baena kissed the top of the bar, curled it right-footed. He's 30 yards out, over the wall, and it smacks off the top of the bar. And as the ball comes down, Austria can't get rid of it. Lamine Yamal gets in 6-yard area, smashes it on the half volley with his left foot, but a brilliant save at the near post from Schläger, who it has to be said has kept his side in it from further damage. That's for sure. Here is Porro now on the right hand side, back to Yamal, tries the 1-2. Porro's going to try and run onto that, but Austria do well. Here is Lima, back to Danso, into Xavier Schläger, tried to move the ball through the lines, but no free kick then. Oh, there was a foul on the Austrian man. Sabitzer clips it forward, Cucurella heads it away very comfortably, and I think the referee's just checking on the Spain man who went down in the midst of that. Looks like it's Kabasi who's down at the moment. Referee checking on. We are in first half stoppage time now, just a couple of minutes to go. We've got 4 added on, so we're in the second one, but just seeing that free kick again, what a beautiful set piece it was. Clipped it inch perfectly. Baena. It hit the top of the bar and came back out. And then Yamal, I'm sure, is also going to be looking at that and thinking how he didn't score on his little chance. And Austria couldn't clear their lines. So Varsi is back to his feet. Looks like play will continue in just a few moments or so. And be a chance for, of course, Austria maybe to try and see if they can launch one last attack, possibly. Well, they won't have a chance because Spain have got the ball back. And here is Rodri now, just walking pace at the moment, knocks it back to Kabasi, and the referee has called time here in this first half. Well, it's Spain 1, Austria 0. Oyarzábal with the goal. Spain could have had one before that, but the goal was ruled out when Cucurella smashed it into the back of net by Oyarzábal with a fine finish with his left foot, stroking it into the far right corner. As at the other end, Austria really haven't had a chance, and it's been Simon as a spectator in the Spain goal. We'll see what happens in the second half. Half-time score here, Spain 1, Austria 0. We'll be back in 15 minutes, so come and check us then.
Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Players are back in the tunnel, ready to get us going in the second half. If you have just tuned in, you are listening to independent studio based off tube commentary of this round 32 fixture, where it all gets interesting now, doesn't it? Spain leading by a goal to nil thanks to Gareth Bale's first half strike. And we are here at the Los Angeles as two teams are now out on the field. You wonder what Ralf Rangnick has had to say to his Austria side at the break, being a goal down and not really forcing the Spain goalkeeper Unai Simon into any reasonable efforts. In fact, this is a Spain side which it's fair to say have yet to face any real meaningful first half shot on target. European champions, of course, and not conceded more than 6 shots in any of their last 5 World Cup matches. So that's the task facing Austria for this second period, as their second place finish ended a 72-year exile from the knockout rounds. Failed to advance beyond the first or second group stage since 1954. That is, of course, in this tournament. And it looks like they are going to try and make a change or two maybe at the break. We'll give you more details of that in a couple of moments or so. It looks like it's a double change actually. Schläger and Sievold are the two men going off. Grealish and Chukwuemeka are coming on. So those are the two changes for Austria. Spain remain unchanged for the second half, and we're ready to get you underway as Austria get us underway in this second half in all white. Kicking towards the right-hand side of the goal as we look. Spain towards the left-hand side. Straight away, Spain putting Austria under pressure. Ball is cleared towards halfway and then volleyed all the way back to Unai Simon in the Spain goal. Just waits, puts his foot on the ball, side foots it out to the right hand side. There's Pedro Porro, back to Rodri. Rodri now being put under pressure. And goes back to his goalkeeper again. Spain just knocking the ball around their own penalty area at the moment with no real urgency at the moment. Austria making those changes. As mentioned, Chukwuemeka, of course, is well known in terms of the English game, isn't he? Once of Chelsea and Aston Villa. Now finding his feet at Borussia Dortmund in his first full season with the Germans. And another change. Grilic, Braga midfielder, who came on in the half-time draw with Algeria. So Spain will have possession. There's that man Kubasi. Over to Cucurella. In fact, looks like the referee is returning something there. And a free kick, so Spain will have a free kick here, just to with possession. Playing like a 4-1-2-3 Spain, you could say, with Rodri as the sitter, although Pedri does come alongside him at times. And here is Rodri again out to the right hand side. Spain looking to break forward with Lamine Yamal, who's had a couple of opportunities himself, forcing Schläger into a couple of saves, one at his near post. Also put a dink over that crossbar as well. In terms of the crossbar, of course, Spain did hit the crossbar as well under thanks to Baena's wonderful free kick. But here they come again, continuing as they left off in the first half. Pressure towards the Austria goal. Austria trying to get it clear. It's going to be kept in by Rodri on that near side. Now Porro trying to link up with Lamine Yamal on that right hand side. That's a foul, so Spain have got a free kick there. Looks like it was Konrad Lima just going in on the challenge. The Bayern fullback, who assisted in the 3-3 draw with Algeria and was booked in the defeat to Argentina. Bit of a mixed tournament for he so far. I thought the referee was going to go over and yellow card him there, but I don't think he's decided against it by the looks of it. So Spain will have a free kick though, right along that far right hand touchline. This will be taken quickly. Here is Yamal, takes control of it. Jinks inside one, Jinks inside two, gets into the penalty. It's still Lamine Yamal trying to twist and turn, and in the end I think he's fouled the Austria man. He has. Just did too many step overs there when he didn't need to, and Sabitzer managed to just get in front of him to win the ball, and as he did, Lamine Yamal dragged Sabitzer, the former Manchester United man, down. As Austria have given away possession, and that's not where you want to do it. Spain have got a chance. Oh, it's straight at the keeper from Oyarzábal. You'd expect better from the Spanish striker, you really would. He had too much time, I think, to think about it there. Drove towards the edge of the D, central position, hits it with his left foot side on, and it's straight into the arms, routine. Doesn't have to move, Schläger, straight down his throat, and he holds on to the ball. Oyarzábal picked a corner there like he did for the goal. I don't think there'd have been any stopping him there. In the meantime, here come Austria there. There's the diagonal by Alaba. Header forward over the top. Vanna trying to get in there. Austria almost saw a chance, but Spain defending well. Here is Cucurella, clips it forward down the left-hand channel. Now Rodri. And in the end, Spain do well, and they get the ball back to Unai Simon. So Cucurella on hand, of course. He'll be playing his football at Real Madrid, won't he, next season, following a 51.8 million move from Chelsea. Here he is again on the ball, Cucurella. Rolls it down the left-hand channel. Dani Olmo. Now Baena trying to take on his man there, but yeah, also tried the step over, but I think he's won his side a throw in. Spain will have a throw on this near left-hand side. Midway point of the Austrian half. Cucurella throws it down the left-hand channel, and Olmo looks like he's won a corner, and he has. Well, Vanna was under pressure there, the Austria attacking midfielder Paul Vanna, PSV man, and in the end he could only prod the ball behind for a corner. So an opportunity here for Spain to try and make something of this and get a second goal, which really would put the cat amongst the pigeons, wouldn't it? And almost certain place, you would think, in the last 16. Well, there's the corner from Bueno, there's the header, and it's over the bar from Ayathabel. Couldn't quite get over the ball, instead got under it, and could only head over the crossbar. So, you wonder what Ralph Ragnick has had to say to his side, don't you, at the break? Trailing by a goal to none, not really causing any attacking issue for Spain. They've been fairly comfortable, really. Hardly been able to, well, get out of second gear, I think it's fair to say, at times, especially in that first half. In the meantime, here's Dani Olmo, spins on the ball, driving towards the edge of the D, he's gone down, he's looking at the free kick, the referee says no, waves away the appeals, and so Austria can come forward now on this left-hand side. Here is Schläger, back to Long, he's giving the ball away, and here's Lamine Yamal, driving into the box, plays into Olmo, he's gone down again, they look for a penalty, Spain. I think it was a really good tackle, to be fair, and now Austria can try and move forward, but again they've given the ball away so cheaply. Here's Baena driving into the penalty area. He's just been snuffed out by two Austria players, but he gets it back to Cucurella on the edge of the Austria penalty area now. Spain have it on this left-hand side. Baena again cuts in on the right foot, back to Cucurella. Cucurella back to Rodri. Now Laporte, Rodri, Laporte playing the 1-2s in the middle of the park. Play some lovely football, and that's a return pass to Cucurella. Now where's he going to go? Waiting for Bueno as the overlap. In the end it didn't quite get to him, and Danso has to chip it away, but it will be a Spain throw, level with the Austria penalty area on this left-hand side. Cucurella throws it into the feet of Baena. Back to Laporte. Nice little low ball down the line. Cucurella tries to turn past Posh, but he's unable to do so. And well, will VAR take a look at the penalty appeals on Dani Olmo? I'm not so sure. I think there were two good challenges, to be fair, and I have to say there wasn't many Spain players that appealed either. It looks like they've been checked and nothing untoward. Here's Rodri, 30 yards from goal, central position, strikes it right-footed, low, goes wide. But we've seen Rodri do it, haven't we? For Manchester City, when he's had it from range. It might have took a deflection actually off the Austrian man. Let's have a look. Did it take a little link off the Austria leg? I'm not so sure it did, looking at that, but well, it did. In fact, it did. It will be a corner to Spain. So Baena will go over and take it from this left-hand side. It's going to be a swirler with the right foot. In it goes towards the near post, headed away. Great header by Seval, but only as far as Lamine Yamal, who spins on the ball, then he loses the ball. But Austria, well, they've been so cheap in possession, Austria. When they've had the ball, they've given it away so easily at times. Cannot seem to get a comfort footing on that ball at all. And you feel like it's only a matter of time before Spain score again. Here they come forward. That looked a foul, was it? Referee said no. Once again, waving away the appeals. Here is Vanna. Tries to find Schmidt on halfway. Cut out well. Now Spain will come forward again. Into the feet of Baena again. Back to Cucurella. Tries to drive forward. And in fact, the referee has spotted something here. Not sure if it was Posh that went through a little late on Alex Baena. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, he did. He clipped him with his right foot, did Posh. Down he went. Stefan Posh just having a talking to. He was booked in the defeat to Argentina. And just picked up 4 yellow cards in his 16 games for Mainz. His loan spell there last season. Yeah, they certainly can't afford to get another booking, although yellow cards are wiped clean. It's a clean slate going into these knockout stages, so if any player was booked in the group stages, then it doesn't matter. Here is Laporte now for Spain. They've played 10 minutes here in the second half. You're listening to of course, commentary here. A very good afternoon, or once I say good morning, good evening, wherever you are. It's independent studio based off Tube commentary, so thank you for listening to us. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster, or you can follow the match, of course, on your local, regional, national TV broadcaster. It is Spain 1, Austria 0. That goal from Oyarzabal is the goal that separates the two sides at the moment, and it looks like it could be more. Here's Porro into the penalty, a low ball into the box. And Austria again under pressure, but they clear it away. Spain are absolutely relentless at the moment when they attack, but they've only got one goal to show for it. Here is Sabitzer, rolls it down the left-hand channel. Lima now is going in his bit of space. Left-footed ball into the box, but comfortable for Simon. And that really has been the story of this game so far. Austria, whenever they've had the ball in the final third, they just haven't been able to do enough. 0.03 on the XG calendar, where Spain have got 1.27. That tells you everything you need to know. Here is Lamine Yamal into Rodri, back to Laporte. Cucurella is at walking pace at the moment, waiting for it. Instead he opts for Baena on this left hand side. Back into the feet of Pedri. Now Baena, Pedri, Baena, Spain knocking the ball around nicely. Baena goes for the strike, right footed, but it's blocked well. And again, Spain, they are so quick at winning that ball back. And they've done so again. Here they come. Cucurella on the left-hand side. Rolls it in field. Pedri, walking pace at the moment. Looking for support from Laporte. Where's he going to go? Pedri, is he going to get it back? Is he going to wait for it? He's certainly showing for it. He was booked in the 0-0 draw with Cape Verde, was Pedri, but he did score in the 3-1 friendly with Peru. In the meantime, here's Yamal on the right-hand side. He goes for the strike with his left foot. And it cannons off the Austria defender, back off Lamine Yamal's left boot, and out for a goal kick. So a little bit of fortune there, I think it's fair to say, from an Austria point of view. Lima it was, struck his left boot, came off Yamal, and back out for a goal kick. And so it's going to be Schlegel to take it. Over to Danso now for Austria. Hits it first time long over the halfway line, looking for Gregoric, but he's not strong enough to muscle off Rodri. The ball will go all the way back to Simon, who clears it forward over the halfway line. Danso meets it again, heads it forward. Now Spain will get it back to the goalkeeper. And Simon will pick it up. In fact, the referee looks like there's a flag up, is there? Certainly appears that way. And in fact, it's not a flag up, it's an Austria substitution. So the flag is up, but it's up for a sub. So Austria are going to be making their third change of the afternoon here in LA, and it's going to be Schmidt that goes off and Arnautovic who comes on. There was a little bit of surprise that Arnautovic didn't start this game. Once of Stoke City, of course, because he did score in the 3-3 draw with Algeria. Now playing his football with Red Star, 37 years of age now. Arnautovic feels like he's been around forever. Well, he has. The experience he brings in that final third for Austria. How they would love him to conjure a similar situation in Austria's last group game. And here he is on the ball. Finds Sabitzer now on that left-hand side. Right-footed cross. In it goes! Oh, and the header just over the bar. What a chance for Austria there. It was Gregoric who got on the end of it. Let's have a look. The cross came swinging in, and there he is on the edge of the 6-yard box. Gets there, but he can only head over the crossbar. What a chance there. In fact, it was a real opportunity, and he couldn't quite firm his header where he wanted it. And over the crossbar it went. And so Spain now will pick up. It was Kalajdzic actually who got the header in. The Wolverhampton Wanderers front man, but in the meantime here's Lamine Yamal coming forward into the penalty area now. Dalian rolls it back to Olmo. The shot is blocked. That's good defending by Austria there. Just about got enough bodies in the way, otherwise that could have gone absolutely anywhere. It really could, but they've got away with it. So Austria making 2 changes then. Arnautovic for Gregoric now, Kalajdzic for Schmidt. They mean business to try and get back into this, and at 1-0, let's be honest, they certainly could. Doesn't matter how many chances Spain may have had, how they've dominated the football for pretty much the whole 61 minutes of this game so far. You've got to put your chances away. And Spain, although they've done it once, they are certainly not in a comfortable position in terms of the scoreline yet. And Austria certainly gave them a warning sign there with Kalajdzic heading over the bar. So Austria trying to pick up the pieces in the middle of the park. 4 changes Austria have made now. They've only got 1 to go. There's the ball over the top. Arnautovic. Simon comes out of his goal and he gets there just in time. And Arnautovic is holding his head there. Has he got a bit of a clash there? Did Simon kick him in the head? Something's happened there. It all happened so quickly, fair to say. Sure, we'll have another look at that on the old TV monitors in front of us here. Let's have a look. Simon, he actually catches him with his elbow. So Arnautovic is in a foot race, tries to beat Simon to the ball. As the ball is in the air, Simon heads it away, and as he heads it away, he just catches Arnautovic in the back of the head. So Arnautovic just receiving a little bit of treatment. And while that happens, it looks like we could be having the second hydration break, aren't we? So it appears. In the meantime, not sure if the referee's taking action here against one of the Austria players. Well, there's a booking going to be in the offing. He's certainly shouting one of the Austria players here. Let's just have a look at this chance then for Austria. Sabitzer from the left-hand side crossed it beautifully, right foot. And then Kalajdzic gets up on the 6-yard area. It's a big man, Kalajdzic, of course, the target man, but he can only head the ball over the bar. He gets over it. That's what he does. He gets over the ball. And, well, what a chance there. Over the bar it goes. And he knows how close it was. The man who scored the stoppage time equaliser to save Austria's blushes from going out of the competition, it's fair to say. And of course, it was very, very close. And although he was on loan to last season, he is still a striker for Wolverhampton Wanderers. As the ball is punted back over the Spain defence, looking for Kalajdzic to get on the end of it, but he's not going to do so there. And the easy pickings for Spain, do what they need to do and try and roll the ball forward. And they do. Here's Lamine Yamal, he's onto it, he's into the penalty area, could be a chance here, cuts back, he's waiting for support, Yamal, now he's doing the jinking skill inside the area and he's cut out well. And Austria just about get it away, but Spain yet to make a change in this game as well. 64 minutes now on the clock. Still 1-0 to Spain though. Here is Cucurella out to this left-hand side. Baena trying to take on his man, cuts in on the right foot. Is he going to go back? Goes sideways to Olmo. Spain have it 10 yards outside the Austria penalty area in a central position. They roll it out to the right-hand side. Porro, Yamal, Porro, still back to Porro again. Side-footed passes being rolled around the Austria defence at the moment. Cucurella into the feet of Olmo, out to the left-hand side to Baena. Where's he going to go? Lovely ball into Olmo. Chance for a shot here. The shot is blocked. Now Cucurella. Can he get a shot in? Gets it out to the left-hand side. Baena to the byline. Pulls it back. And it comes in there. And that's goal number 2. And it's Pedro Porro who gets on the end of it. Well, he was one of the changes for Spain coming into this one, replacing Llorente. and he's replaced him with a goal. And what a moment for Pedro Porro. It was beautiful football from Spain, the way they moved the ball around at will. And Pedro Porro gets his first ever goal in a Spain shirt. What a way, and what a moment for him. And a moment for Spain, it's fair to say, because although they weren't under the cosh at 1-0, they had to be very careful. Cucurella it was that got it out, sliding tackle out to Buena. He got to the byline, pulled the ball back, and there was the oncoming Porro, who ran on the edge of the 6-yard box and heads the ball past the Austria goalkeeper. It really is a fine finish there. Lovely click cross with his left foot from Buena. He made it, Porro scored it. Spain 2, Austria 0. We've seen it again. It's a lovely connected goal. And Pedro Porro won't forget that one in a hurry, will he? Something to tell the grandkids about, that's for sure. You can't take that away from him. And Spain, you feel now, are in a bit of a comfortable setting, although you could have said that yesterday, couldn't you, with Senegal 2-0 up against Belgium. And yet Belgium came back, and eventually, although it was the last 5 minutes, wasn't it, when they got those 2 goals and then eventually winning it in extra time. You cannot see Austria doing that, but you never know. This World Cup, as Spain have the ball in possession, and in fact I think there's going to be a hydration break here, and well, the referee just put his hand in the pocket there, and it will be a hydration break. 67 minutes gone here. Spain 2, Austria 0. If you have just tuned in, then you are listening to off-tube commentary. And make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster, or you can of course follow the match on your local, regional, national TV broadcaster. And this tournament certainly showing up so far with some real surprise packages, although there doesn't appear to be that here today. Spain comfortably in a position now, leading by 2-0 thanks to Oyathabel's first half strike, and then just a few moments ago Pedro Porro's header. And those are the 2 goals that see Spain ahead, and Austria's best opportunity really did come not so long ago when substitute Lizovic's header went over the bar, and that, you feel, might have been the chance to get Austria back into the game. But it is Spain that have gone up the other end and got that second crucial goal. And just seen it again, it was a lovely, delightful cross from Buena. Just the way he shifted the ball with his left foot. Beautiful chip on the edge of the 6-yard area. And there is Porro to just plant his header past the keeper into the centre of the net. And you can see what it means for the Spain supporters. Relief all around, you'd have to say, really. They needed that second goal, and now they've got it. For Austria, well, Ralf Rangnick can certainly be pleased with defensive parts, because Austria have certainly been pretty decent up until that second goal. Spain have had chances, of course, but you would expect that, wouldn't you? Spain on charge, but in the meantime it looks like they are now going to be making a change here. So Luis de la Fuente will make a change, and Mikel Merino is going to be one of those changes by the looks of it, as he will enter the field. And we've got 20 minutes to go here of this round 32 stage of this tournament. Spain lead by 2-0. And, seeing whether Austria were considering making their 5th and final change. It looks like they won't be doing that. So it will just be left to Spain to do exactly that. And here they come, rolling forward again, looking for maybe a 3rd one. And well, it's going to be Baena and Olmo who come off the field, and Ferran Torres and Mikel Merino are on. So Spain making 2 of their 5 changes. Let's see what that can do. Well, let's be fair, if you're an Austria counterpart and you see those players coming on, doesn't really fill you with much confidence, does it? Mikel Merino, he actually turned 30 earlier this month. He was lucky to go on the plane after a long-term injury, but he made it, and he's now off the bench to try and show what he can do in the latter stages. As for Ferran Torres, well, he actually got 16 goals in La Liga last season for Barcelona. It's his highest ever club total. In the meantime, it could get worse. Here's a chance to here is Ferran Torres into the penalty area down the left-hand side. He tried to poke the ball across, but it was good defending there. Austria doing the business. Well, Ferran Torres has took Baena's place on that left-hand side and showing exactly what he can do already. A bit of a menace. There he was down the left-hand side, but his cross was cut out. And so Austria were able to defend it. And otherwise it could have caused a real problem there. There's Spain in a battle there on the touchline. Austria do well and get it clear, and then back to the goalkeeper it goes. Sagan takes a touch. What will he do? Will he boot this forward, or will he go for the short one? Looks like he's going to go for the short one. Across the lines to Alaba now. Out to the left-hand side to Lime. Austria will try and attack now. Right-footed outside with the right foot over the Spain defence though, and comfortably gathered there by Unai Simon in the Spain goal. Here is Rodri, takes a heavy touch there and doesn't get away with it, and Austria will come forward. Oh, he has just about. The referee's blown up. Arnautovic just nipped him there. Thought he got away as Rodri. I'm not so sure he did. Actually, looking at that, I think he gets a bit on the ball there, Arnautovic, but there you go. The referee siding with the midfielder. So Spain will have a free kick in their own half. I'm sure they'll be we're going to see how many goals they can go and score really now, isn't it? Here is Pedri out to that right hand side to Porro, who must be full of confidence after scoring his first ever international goal for Spain in a tournament such as this as well. What a moment for him. As Austria will have the ball now. There is Alaba. Hits it left-footed towards halfway. Spin on the ball there, doesn't quite come to it. Cucurella wins it back for Spain. Rodri, and then in the end there's a foul on halfway. And it's on the Austria substitute Chukwuemeka. So will be a free kick to Austria, as we've got 15 minutes to go here in this round 32 fixture. It looks like Spain's unbeaten run, which now stands at 34 matches in all competitions. Looks like it might well be going to 35. So it certainly feels that way anyway. Austria, I'm sure, will be hoping that they can do exactly what Belgium did in the latter stages in their last 32 fixture against Senegal yesterday. Ayathabel's just getting a talking to there by the referee, waiting to see what would happen. In the meantime, Austria have a free kick. There's the ball lifted into the box. It's a good header away. Good defending by Spain. They had to get that right. Here's Porro. Rodri back to Porro again. He couldn't quite side foot it down the line, so Austria will have possession. on this far left-hand side. Chance for Lima to throw it into the Spain penalty area here, which he does. Kalajdzic flicks it on, and Arnautovic has gone down. There's half appeal for a penalty there, but it's not going to be. Arnautovic, has he won a corner? Let's have a look. I think that's all he's got, or did it come off? Yeah, well, it was Kabasi. I don't think he touched him there. Nothing in that at all. Arnautovic and Kabasi, they clash, but Kabasi just does a job on him and shepherds the ball out for a goal kick there. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, VAR will check it, but can't see that changing whatsoever. In the meantime, here comes Spain, driving forward over the halfway line. And here's the man they want the ball on now. Here is Ferran Torres into the penalty, a low ball into the box, cleared away at the near post there. But it's still not away by Austria. They're making a right mockery of it. And in the end, they put it behind for a corner. Well, they were under so much pressure from Spain, to be fair. The ball went out to Danso. He's on the byline. He can't keep it in to clear it away. And as he does, it goes behind for a corner. So Spain will have a corner from this left-hand side, and as mentioned, they have been relentless in their press, and on another day they could have had more than 2 goals, it's fair to say. They've had the chances. Austria have tried to do what they could to deny them, but when Spain are in the mood, they are in the mood. It's difficult to stop them. Here's Yamal with a corner from the left-hand side. High one. Towards the back post. Header comes in there. It's over the bar. Ferran Torres, I think it was, that got in on the back post. Could only float his header over the bar. And, it was on the edge of the 6-yard area there on the far stick. He could only guide his header over the crossbar with Ferran Torres. In the meantime, Spain trying to pick up the ball in the centre circle. Austria do well. Here is Danso. Out to that right-hand side. He's under pressure there. He's Posh. Gets it back to his goalkeeper Schlager. Again, Spain with the intense press. Now Austria pick up the pieces. Back to Danso it'll go. Takes a little touch. Then he picks out Alaba. Alaba's going to stroke it with his left foot, is he? Looking to float it forward. No, he goes for a nice little pass inside to Lima. And they're on the attack here, Austria. Down the left-hand side. It could all change if they could get a goal here. Low ball into the box. Hooked away by Pedro Porro, though. And in the end, Austria trying to pick up the pieces again, and they get it. The ball has run loose, but they've picked it up here. Could be a chance for Vanna. Gets it out to the right-hand side. It's good football by Austria here. Trying to find a way through. There's the 1-2. Lovely play here. Could be a chance. Right for the strike. Oh, just wide. Off the near post by Chukwuemeka. Well, lovely play from him there on the edge of the D. Played a 1-2 with Kalajdzic. Kalajdzic returned it back to him. He's on the right side of the area, hits it first time with his right foot. He just cannot quite swing it round to the far stick, and it goes wide of the right-hand side of the near post. But better from Austria, much, much better in terms of attacking intent. Here is Simon. Clips the ball over to that far right-hand side. Porro heads it into the midfield, into the centre circle. Spain bring the ball down. Lovely spin and turn there from Pedri. Gets away from one, and he picks out Ferran Torres on the left-hand side. 1v1 now against his man. Opts for the short pass into Pedri. Puts his foot on the ball. Rolls it back to Rodri. Rodri then goes back to Laporte. Now Rodri coming forward for Spain. 11 minutes remain. Spain 2, Austria 0 in this round 32 fixture. Still Spain have it. Rodri again. Cucurella. Short ball back. Laporte. Now into the feet of Rodri. Looks to spin on the ball, but he gets it back to Laporte. Then he plays it inside. Spain trying to get away from the challenge. He does well there, Pedri. Now the ball is out to the left-hand side. He's Cucurella, but it's space for him now to run on to this. Low ball into the box. Oh, this is lovely football from Spain. And in the end, the strike couldn't quite come to fruition. It was Ferran Torres who rolled his way into the centre of the penalty area there. Cucurella with a beautiful ball with his left foot, just side-footed it into the box, and Ferran Torres tried to return it to either Cucurella or Pedri, who was going to run onto the ball. And had they done so, what a move that would have been, and a chance for a third goal there. Here is Alaba for Austria. Out to the left-hand side to Lima now. Look at the take on his man. He does well. Pokes it off Porro. Will be a throw into Austria. There's still time for them to get back into this one. And now Austria will have it again. Midway point. Ball is in the feet of Vanna. PSV man picks it out to the left-hand side. Lima with a cross, left-footed, decent ball, and it comes in there. Oh my word, just wide from Posh. Where did he come from? Stefan Posh came from nowhere there and floated the header inches wide, or was it a bit further? Maybe it was a bit further wide than we thought actually. But he just came in on the blind side there on the far stick, beat Cucurella, all ends up, and heads it wide of the near post. But Arnautovic just geeing up his teammates there. In the meantime, Spain will come forward. Here's Lamine Yamal, plays it inside. Lovely spin and turn, comes out to Ferran Torres. Tries to turn away from Danso. It hits Danso on the foot. And then it hits Torres again, and it goes behind for a goal kick. But Austria there, what an opportunity that was. Even though it was a little bit further wide than first thought, still a great chance there. The ball was whipped in, and certainly big Cucurella ends up just couldn't quite guide the header where he wanted it. Here's Kalojdzic again, heads it down. He's such a big man, isn't he? Here's Kalojdzic. It's exactly the kind of play you want when you're hitting long balls towards, that's for sure. And he showed his prowess then. In the meantime, the referee, he's going to show the first yellow card of the game. And it's going to go to Stefan Posch, the man who came very close to getting Austria back in it just a few moments ago. Just tugged Cucurella in the back as he tried to marong forward down the left-hand channel. And so it will be a free kick. And a chance for them to try and make of it what they can, really. Rodri is over the ball, plays the short pass into Athabas, a great return pass over to Lamine Yamal there, takes control of it. Porro again, Spain returning the ball all the way back to Laporte this time. They might go again, certainly looking to do so if they can. Here is Pedri. Plays it in field, Pedri does well. Under pressure, back out to Cucurella again for Spain. They have it on this left-hand touchline. Still return pass, that's a lovely piece, a bit of play there. Here's Marino. In the end, doesn't come till I think. And Spain will start again. There's the ball out to the left-hand side. Pedri's on the left-hand side at the moment. There's a little ball into Ferran Torres. It's Ferran Torres. Oh, that's a great ball down the line. Plenty of space here. A chance here for the third. The ball is put into the box. Is it going to fall? Oh, it's off the line from Kevin Danso. Just got in the way there and managed to get his right foot to poke it off the line. And they're having words, Austria there. Danso and Grilic having real words with one another there. Not happy at all with how that chance came about. Well, I have to say, Spain had the freedom of their own country there, fair to say. It was Oyarzábal who drove down the left-hand side into the penalty area, pulled the ball back, and then Yamal's shot was cleared off the line by Danso, and that will be the last piece of action for Lamine Yamal. He will go off the field, and we're just seeing who he's going to be replaced by. We'll let you know in a moment or so, as soon as the board comes up. Now it does, it's going to be Gavi who comes on. So Gavi is on, and off is Lamine Yamal. No goal for him today, but he certainly played his part. Well, Gavi played 71 minutes of the disappointing goalless draw with Cape Verde. He's actually not figured since then. It was his first opportunity or appearance since then. But seeing that opportunity, Lamine Yamal just twisted and volleyed it with his left foot low. Ball's going into the corner, but Kevin Danso, give credit to him, he was there and smashed it off the line. As here comes Spain attacking down the left-hand side. Oyarzábal's going to try and press the Austrian defence there. They just about get it in time. Back to the goalkeeper. And the ball is cleared away. Time is ticking down now for there. Looks like it could be the end for Austria in this tournament. They've shown bravery, they've shown hard work, but in terms of stopping Spain's quality, they have been unable to do that. And here comes Spain now on the right hand side. Low ball into the box, it's going to come here, chance here, oh, Gavi comes in! And that's a fine tackle by Lima. He had to get there, and he did. Ball was pulled back from the right hand side towards the penalty spot, and it looked like all the world that Gavi was going to get on the end of it, but at the other end Austria have it. Here's Kalajdzic now on the right hand side, crosses the ball in. He shouldn't really be there, should he? He should be in the box, but he got the ball on the byline, crossed it with his right foot. Nobody in there, as you would expect, because he should be the man there. But Austria will try again on the left hand side. Here is Konrad Lima. Leaves it for Sabitzer, tries the cross. Porro's done brilliantly there and blocked it. Well, he's had a terrific game, Pedro Porro, he really has, and if there was to be a player of the match, he would certainly be contender. He's been a presence down that right hand side, and he took his goal beautifully with that header as well. Here is Gavi, holds the ball up on halfway, back to Rodri. Spain just slowing the tempo down now. The job is done. They will be going through to the last 16, providing it stays like this. And of course it will be a meeting with whoever wins the battle of Croatia and Portugal at Dallas Stadium. That's where it will be. Spain would have booked their place, but it's not over yet. Still 2 minutes to go. Goal from Austria, and it could change everything. But here's Cucurella, he's got plenty of space. Low ball in, a real chance for Oyarzábal, and that's 3! And that is game, set and match. And Spain are heading into the last 16. And Oyarzábal gets his second of the game. Well, Cucurella had all the time in the world there down the left-hand side. Played a sublime left-footed low pass into the penalty area, and there is waiting Oyarzábal on the end of it to once again do what he does, Mikel Oyarzábal, and slot it past the Austria keeper and into the back of the net. There's shades of whether offside's a first-time strike as well, just like he did in the first half. One with his left, this one with his right. Spain 3, Austria 0, and he was on the penalty spot, and all he did was wait for the keeper to commit himself, and with his right foot stroked it into the far right corner. Simple as that, and Austria are heading home, or so it seems now. And Kevin Danso takes a look at the sky. It was always going to be a tough ask, wasn't it, for Austria? They knew that coming into it, and they would have been buoyed by spirited displays such as teams who, of course, have done well in this competition. But for Austria, it looks like the journey ends.